And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto episode 621.
Yeah.
I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
And today is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. We were just talking about how many shows we have. I have to remember to say the year on these dates because it will matter one day. Top stories of the day. JPMorgan exec. Softer stance on Bitcoin, but we've always been pro blockchain. You got to love it. Mexican authorities struggle to keep up as cartels embrace crypto. The most influential people in crypto 2020. One of the world's oldest banks is issuing a euro stablecoin on Stellar. And last but not least, 19-year-old Ukrainian politician reports crypto holdings of $24 million in Monero. Wow, a lot of good stories. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So we are seeing a lot of red in the market today. A sea of red. When there's blood in the market, time to buy. Bitcoin is at $18,400 after dropping down to $18,000 last night, down 2.5%. Ethereum at $568 is down 1.5%. Ripple at 55 cents is down 6.7% today. Stellar at 15 cents is down 3%. Chainlink at 12.35, down 2.4%. Litecoin, one of the biggest gainers last week, at 76.59 is down 5%. And last but not least, EOS at 278 is down 3% as well. So a sea of red, nothing really gaining today, but you know what that means? It will probably take off by the end of this week.
Yeah, and I mean, you called it a few weeks ago. You said you might think it might go sideways. We're definitely seeing that. And it's great. I mean, even with the sea of red, things aren't that bad. Ripple, as you said, still 55 cents. And of course, this percentage swing is only 3%, as we saw, as you said, and that brings us still to 18,000. It's funny today when we were loading the video, I saw our like little camera screen over the one. I was like, you remember those days when it was $8,000 in the red, and people were like, "Oh my god!" And now it's $18,000 in the red. So, quite a long way we been in the last few years.
I'll bet. Yeah, we've come a long way.
All right, top story of the day. JPMorgan executive, softer stance on Bitcoin, but we've always been pro blockchain. People, can you believe it? This is what we've been talking about. This is why we follow these stories. This is why it's important to follow these stories, even from an investment point of view. You talk about fundamental analysis. JPMorgan, who we've already told you, who they've told you they thought Bitcoin is a fraud, who we said is going to try to change the narration, the narrative, along with every other bank on Wall Street and every other government regulator. It's happening in front of our eyes. They are literally telling bold-faced lies and changing the narrative here. What's going on, JPMorgan executive? So they got a softer stance on Bitcoin, huh?
Oh man, so it seems as though with JPMorgan, they have, or they stated they've always been pro blockchain. They said that they only had reservations about non-fiat based cryptocurrencies. Even then, he acknowledged that several crypto on-ramps have implemented necessary KYC compliance, which makes it easier to work with exchanges. So the dude, Georgia Cartels, he, in my opinion, is going out and doing what we said JPMorgan would be doing 3 years ago. We got to go back to 2017 and find those videos because we said it. As soon as JPM coin started coming about and they started trashing Bitcoin, we were like, yeah, they're probably working on a blockchain type project, but they got to trash Bitcoin because it's competition. But we want people watching and other people who watch later to remember these people are lying to you. They did it in real time this time. So if you were not around to see all of the banking errors that they've made, which they've made a lot because there's still $1 billion worth of coke somewhere. But if you see in the Bitcoin industry how they change from day to day based on what we do as regular people, you start to realize the power we have. So shout out to JPMorgan for having a softer stance, but who cares? Like your softer stance, your disapproval hasn't stopped it. And again, you cannot compete with Bitcoin. So you got to have CBDCs or you got to have on ramps. So.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like we said, we're catching them in a lie. They said that their three lenses has always been Bitcoin and other non-fiat based cryptocurrencies. That first part of that sentence is a lie. June or July, or whatever it was of 2017, the CEO of JPMorgan, Jamie the Dino Diamond, we have our in-house dinosaur, came on and called Bitcoin a fraud when he tanked the price. That doesn't sound like you always you believed in it. You always saw it through these lenses or whatever. You didn't even see it through a lens. You thought it was a fraud, right? So it's crazy to see them come back around. Like you said, what I don't get about banks and is the way they're doing business is that if they were to come out and say, hey, this is a good product, but we're also going to try to develop our own because governments would probably want something in-house, people will actually be like, all right, let's see how it works out. But instead, they're just like, no, this is bad over here. This is terrible. This is fake. Oh, by the way, we have the exact same product, except we control it. Oh, by the way, we've always known about these other products. We haven't really been fans of it, but we always knew they had a place and value in our society. So it's just crazy to see them come back around saying this, but that's the narrative they're going to push. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like March and April of next year. Your cryptocurrency custodians for 20 years. Now they're going to just say something outlandish.
Like, yeah, your trusted crypto source since the beginning. Right. You're like, shut up. No, you were not.
What's going on, crypto culture? Mr. G, the recycling guy, Antonio, Marcellus Love, Malik Howard, Evan, Lisa Lee. What else we have? Antonio said, I don't want to see Michael Sayer on the most influential list. Oh, we're going to be talking about that list today for sure.
Oh, it.
PFC Wells. Who else? We got everybody in here. Will 45, Too Rich to Miss. Hello. Dexter Hans Sr. from the Dominican Republic. Top story where we do get that Mexican authorities are now saying they're struggling to keep up as cartels embrace cryptocurrency. It is happening. And as we talked about today, when the government was saying that maybe we should be monitoring all cash purchases or all purchases under $300 or so, $200, I think we're seeing why. What's happening in Mexico?
Oh, man. So it says here that Mexican authorities report an increase in the use of crypto assets to launder funds by criminal syndicates in Latin America. According to a report from Reuters, the head of Mexico's finance ministry's financial intelligence unit, his name is Santiago Nieto, described how cartels use crypto to launder money obtained in illegal activities. He says that they will typically deposit their ill-gotten gains into bank accounts in sums of less than $7,500. That's the threshold that would prompt a transaction or flag it. The funds are then used to make a myriad of small quantities of Bitcoin, which can then be transferred frictionlessly across borders. And of course, in 2018, a law stated that around $2,800 is the limit for registered crypto trading platforms before they have to actually give it over to local authorities. So unfortunately for them, the cartels usually are a step ahead whenever it comes to doing business. So I'm pretty sure they've been using crypto since the beginning. However, I think they're just now getting around to tracking it. They also talk about the arrest of human trafficker in 2019, Ignacio Centollo, and his sister acquired more than 22,000 worth of Bitcoin on Bitso. So basically what we're seeing here is a mixture of two things. One, of course, Bitcoin is for drug dealers. It's bad. It's for the cartel. Of course, that's going to be out there. It's been out there for a decade now. They've been saying that about everything. But on the other hand, Bitcoin keeps proving to you how free it is. Anybody can use it. It's literally just an open market system. So it is better money. And for some people like this Mexican finance ministry, they're gonna have a headache trying to track down everything like whack-a-mole. But yeah, hard to keep up with crypto, especially with new ones being created every day.
Yeah, and my thing with this is, to me, it's a story, but it's a non-story. Exactly. Because again, let's go back. Whenever we talk about these bad things when it comes to crypto, I'm always like, all right, let's take crypto out of the equation. Would the equation still exist? Would the answer still be the same? Would drug cartels be able to launder money without cryptocurrency? Hell yes. It's like a resounding yes. Like, and what's crazier is probably actually more effective for them to launder their money without using crypto. Crypto is probably a faster way of doing it, a more efficient way to keep up with it. So you don't have to worry about Bob the banker stealing 2% and this guy stealing 3% or whatever. You can make sure you have everything down to the penny. But by and large, I think banks are the easier way to do it. I mean, if I remember when HSBC got caught laundering cartel money, they were literally bringing duffel bags like they were Scarface in Miami. They were bringing duffel bags of money. And they was just like, cool, like we got you. So to me, that sounds like an easier thing to do rather than go on the computer. I mean, granted, I'm sure these guys have bots that are doing all of this, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sure they have a bot. But still, it's way easier just to say, instead of trying to break up one transaction to 20 transactions and then break up 20 of those one transactions into 20 more transactions, let's just go to the bank and give them our money.
Yeah, but now that those days are going away, crypto is pretty easy. I mean, not easy. It is tedious because, like they said, they broke up a lot of small transactions. But how hard is it for police to track down every transaction if, like you said, you take one big one and then you knock it to 20 different and then 20 more different wallets from there? It's like you got to track all of the movements. Then you got to basically prove waste of money. You got to prove that they bought whatever it is that you're saying they bought at the same time. So it's to me, it's a losing battle, and I don't think they have much they can do about it.
Yeah, Antonio, great point. I was gonna say the same thing essentially. He said basically we already know the Mexican cartel run things, so of course they can't keep up. That's the other thing. It's like, look, what type of big secret are we gonna talk about in plain sight at this point? The cartels are isn't that like a part of the country? Like that's a region of the country. So yeah, that is what it is. But again, Bitcoin makes the news. As you said, it's an open market. Anyone can use it. And we're seeing that happening now. It can't be stopped. It won't be stopped. The most influential people in crypto 2020. Before we get to this story, I have to say, people, you know, if you listen to us, we are very objective. I would never, just try to up one of us just because it's the homie or something. But for Bitcoin Zay not to be on the most influential of 2020 list, I mean, everyone in the crypto space has interviewed this guy. His book is being processed. Look, man, I gotta give you your flowers while you're here. So to not see you on this list is crazy to me. And to see some of the names that we are seeing on the list is even crazier. Bitcoin Zay, go ahead and start take the story away.
Oh yeah. So let's just start off by saying you've been tricked. You've been bamboozled. You have been
hoodwinked.
You've been hoodwinked. Apparently, CoinDesk's most influential list is an internal decision that they make based on what they see in the crypto world. Of course, let's run through this list. I don't want to big myself up, by myself like I'm doing it. But what I will say is, as far as influence, I've done pretty much every podcast show, of course, with the book, the George Floyd situation that happened this year. A lot of people.
We need some sound effects. Do I do the dinosaur sound effects right now? Zoom, 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 bang, bang, bang. The Funk Flex drop a bomb on them real quick. Hold on.
Exactly. I mean, it's just I don't want to go through the whole list of everything, but even
go through it. Go through some of it.
You got the book from last year that got popular this year. You got the book this year that's coming out. You have, of course, the influence of myself and the Black community, as well as other communities around the world, because the second highest book that my book is sold is in Japan. So there, of course, doing webinars all over the country, and of course my book tour. I mean, it's no way. I'm pretty sure I brought the most Black people into crypto than anybody alive. But on top of that, not just Black people, period, because once they see it works for our community, it works for all of them. So if you're talking about influence, I have probably way more influence than these people. You can say some of these people's names to crypto people, and they'll be like, "Who the hell is that?" But
we saw this actually starting last year when they started going more corporate. That was the first year. No, 27. I think it's like end of 2017. They kind of, but 2018 and 2019 they really started going more corporate. Cointelegraph as well. So I guess it's really here because, like you said, when we're just talking about influence or people in the community, people you see and talk about, to not even have you on that list is crazy. I will say that. To not even have you on there for this year right now.
Yeah, and I did
an interviewing every day on a different crypto platform. So again, where are they getting? Like, where do these votes come from? Where are these lists coming from?
Hey, like I said, they're trying to make some people happy. But let's go through the list. So Balaji Renivasan, the man who called COVID. This is the former Coinbase CTO. Sounded the alarm early about the virus. He's emerged as a prolific and perceptive thinker about the trust and knowledge problems crypto aims to solve. You must not be that prolific if you work for Coinbase. Next.
Right.
Like, what? Got a Coinbase employee as most. Zhu, not even going to try it. The father of the digital yuan. Really? The dude who created a CBDC is on the most influential in crypto?
The cut, copy, and paste. Like he went online and cut, copied, and paste. It was like, I got to work.
Yeah, exactly. The PBOC that is not criticized by the public will not withstand the test of history. The current head of the bank says, what? I don't know. He created the digital yuan. What
that no one in this country is even legally allowed.
Can't even legally use it. What is this? Let's see. Andre Koronji, DeFi expressionist. Oh, you mean DeFi, decentralized finance, the market that tanked over 80% after its first initial bubble because it's all speculative. None of it actually works completely yet. But Andre Koronji, he founded the platform that kickstarted 2020's DeFi summer that made thousands rich. It almost broke him. Who the fuck is Andre Koronji?
Well, you know, if he did the platform, I'm assuming the platform was when everybody was going on.
Yeah,
to,
I know you did, but I'm just saying, like in the grand scheme of crypto,
true. What more besides the platform has he produced?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because if you're talking about influential, what has he influenced people to do? Get into DeFi and get out? That's not really crypto. Catherine Wood. I will say Catherine Wood
finance. That's a great point. That's finance.
That's finance. Catherine Wood is very smart. She's big on the stake of Bitcoin for the future, but she's crypto adjacent. She's not necessarily in
That's
crypto.
True as
we
well.
Have a lot of crypto adjacent people that are taking over the narrative of what people created crypto is. Let's see who else we got here. Juan Benet.
Real quick. As people are listening, you hear me being objective too. Look, hey, you're right. I'm giving you this. That Jason one is a good point. That doesn't mean you did anything for the community just because you invested in it.
At all.
I know some strippers that's investing right now. We might as well put them on the list.
Hey, they did more for crypto than other people with Backpage. Honestly, Juan Benet, Filecoin. You mean the coin that still has not been out yet? The project still isn't going. IPFS creator, unafraid of taking on imposing problems like say rebuilding internet. This is all conjecture, speculation for what he might do in the future. Filecoin could fall flat on his face, but they did raise hundreds of millions of dollars, so I'm sure we'll have some impact somewhere. Let's see, Amity Udawar building Bitcoin's future with 2 new grants under her belt. Bitcoin Core's first full-time female contributor is a guiding light for the future of the network. I did see her. Shout out to her. This is a big thing for building Bitcoin, but again, most influential in crypto. I don't even think I've even seen her talk about anything, you know what I mean, like crypto stuff. She is a great employee or a great worker for Bitcoin Core, and I love that. But we're talking about influence people. Who has influenced people?
You know what? At first, I was like, I don't know, but you know what? Great point. I give you that. Great point.
I mean, I know a few names that should be on here outside of myself, but yeah.
Right. If you're talking about, but you're right. If you're talking about developers and engineers, does that go to influence?
Because they don't influence anything.
And if you are talking about developer, what's the one YouTube that does a lot of the crypto, like the technical stuff?
Ivan on Tech.
Yeah, Ivan on Tech.
Ivan on Tech is more influential.
Like that. Why isn't he on there?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say. He's more influential, I would say.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Jesse Powell, he stored digital assets on his crypto exchange Kraken. He did push back against the Fed when they tried to send him letters to, handle all the information. So shout out to Jesse Powell. He should be on this list, I think.
Yeah, I shout him out because the pushback on the government, especially we're just going by years. We're not saying Kraken was invented in 2011. That doesn't put you on the 2020 list. Yeah. But in the last year and a half, he's been going to war.
He's been pushing. Yeah, he's been pushing hard. So shout out to Jesse Powell. This is the worst pick out of the whole group. Bitcoin dissidents, those who need it most. Whoever Bitcoin dissidents are, made a list of most influential people in crypto. How are you a dissident? You're influential. Peter Schiff has not influenced anybody in crypto. I mean, Norio Rubini is not influencing. So the global pandemic and interwoven political and economic crises became fertile ground for Bitcoin to become a tool for human rights. So if you wanted to put a person in this place, you're talking about human rights, you're talking about political and economic crisis. Who's been talking about Bitcoin being the solver for political and economic crisis? Yeah, boy. So you could have put me there, but Bitcoin is yeah, boy. Bitcoin dissidents. Yeah. That's not even a person.
Seriously, that is disrespectful to have them on the list. We're trying to this is a list to where if you want people to take it serious, especially coming from CoinDesk's perspective, you want to have it at least positive people in crypto. You're putting the negative people in crypto. No, that's how they're able to change the narrative. When you put Rubini and all these people on there, now people are listening to them. Like, no, they shouldn't be on there. I agree with you on that.
Come on, Bitcoin dissidents, are you serious? Hayden Adams, king of the DeFi degens. Are degens making the influential list now? Oh man, because there's a lot of degens from Poloniex that would love to be on this list instead of Hayden Adams. He took a $65,000 grant, turned into a $2 billion protocol, which is amazing because he took the money, created a DeFi protocol that, again, like I said before, most of these projects are not built, to the point where they work efficiently. But he did create a protocol that a lot of people use this year because DeFi was all the buzz. So, I mean, I'm kind of even on that one. He could be not. I just have not heard of him. And let's see who we got next. Linda Lacewell.
No way.
A friendlier regulator. NYDFS superintendent. Linda Lacewell is a regulator.
This is how low the stakes are.
Yeah, like, what are you?
This is how. Listen, inside Master House is air conditioned. Now you can be out there if you want to.
Yeah, like I mean, what's a friendlier regulator? Like, oh yeah, okay, this one was beating my ass, but this one just gonna slap me up.
She's nice. Listen, she's nice when she gives out 2 life sentences. All right, she doesn't do it rude.
Yeah, exactly. She smiles when she does it. She's prepared to work with the grain of crypto rather than against it. What does that even mean?
It's December 8th, 2020. December 8th, 2020. No one in New York that's a regulator or work for the state wants to do anything with crypto still. So I don't like what.
No. And New York regulators should be banned from influential lists. They've done everything they can to stop progress. And then now that it's taken off, they're like, oh, well, now we'll work with crypto companies because it's about to be $1 trillion market soon. So Linda Lacewell, get out of here.
They should be banned from crypto.
Yeah, like, I mean, in the crypto world, we don't respect these people. But that's the thing. The narrative is changing because people are starting to conflate digital currencies and crypto all together. That's not what it is. Charles Cascarilla, PayPal whisperer. PayPal pumped excitement into the Bitcoin market this year, and on the back end of every purchase is Charles Cascarillo's stablecoin, Paxos. So he created a stablecoin, Paxos. That is not influential in crypto. Nobody even likes Paxos. People who have Paxos don't even like Paxos. They just use it because they have to. Also, PayPal is probably the worst large custodian of Bitcoin in the industry. So why would he be influential? PayPal did not influence anybody to do anything. Even people that I told about crypto before, I mentioned PayPal and they were like, okay. Like they understand. Like, I don't like PayPal to begin with. Like most people.
Man, you talking about not liking? Oh my goodness.
I mean, PayPal's already and then you throw in the most free, secure money on there. You basically mixing oil and water, and whatever you get out of that Charles Cascarillo is whatever. So again, not influential if you create a stable coin. Now, last on this list to me was the most influential person this year, the biggest name getting it out there, Michael Saylor. What more can we say about him? MicroStrategy is trying to buy another $400 million of Bitcoin. I think he's most influential because he's influencing institutions while still running $1 billion company. So very influential. His network has to be crazy. And let's see, he's only been around less than 6 months. So if we're talking about on a whole year scale, he's just now the last few months been, popular and in the news. But your boy has been here all year. So I mean, if we talk about on a low time preference, I've been here all 2020 from the very beginning. Kicked off the year with I mean, even being with Metronome for a little bit, I was in crypto space more influential than these people.
That's very true.
I was doing that in January, February.
Yeah, do a little run at Metronome this year. So listen, being objective, I guess I give it to you. When I look at this list, a lot of those people, I mean, they put a regulator on there. They put a regulator and degenerates on there.
Yeah.
And not even just from you. It's so many other people they could have chose to go on. I mean, Crypto Blood could be on there. As much stuff he's done.
He's got what 20,000 people he talks to on a regular basis.
Your BFF Bitcoin Band technically could be on there as much as he's on there.
Yeah.
What's my man who get all the Bitcoin tattoos? He can be on there. He's done some things, but these are people on the ground floor at least, or in the community. As you said, what's crazy is all these names you put, I don't even recognize. What's 8 of them, 7 of them, and the bigger thing is, I think what these like CoinDesk, all these people are going toward isn't the most influential people. Is about who moved the needle on the monetary side, on the dollar side, who moved the needle. So I think they just need to come out and make a list that says that, like, the people who brought the most money into Bitcoin or something. I don't know what do you call it, but don't call it the most influential.
Hey, this whole list is one big fence straddle. CoinDesk is just straddling the fence. They don't want to commit to crypto, but they don't want to say we're a completely institution because they would fail their business. So they're trying to do both. I understand it's a delicate balance. However, some stuff is common sense. If you put a New York regulator as the most influential in crypto, what? That is the opposite of influence. So, some stuff is just common sense. But yeah, let's get into some of these comments. I'm interested.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I have to go ahead. You see them too?
Yeah, let's see. Will 45, banana in the tailpipe, too rich, the biggest black guy in crypto. I mean, people have told me that. I will say I'm probably up there, but I don't just want to be the biggest black guy. I just want to be the biggest person. Simply because influence is influence. I mean, I'm talking to Silvergate today, the entire bank. I'm talking to them today about crypto strategies. Who do you think is more influential? Somebody talking to Silvergate Bank, the biggest crypto bank in the country, or a regulator, or somebody who created a stable coin? Probably me. But yeah, shout out to you, Too Rich to Miss. Let's see. The Bitcoin vegan. These folks have done nothing for the community. Yeah, I know.
What's going on, Justin Bitcoin vegan?
Hey, honestly, me and King giving away like 5 figures worth of Bitcoin is more influential over the last few years than anything else.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Antonio said, let me not even get started on CoinDesk or Cointelegraph. They're CNN of crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's see. Antonio, I'm about to make the real influential list today. You're going to get on Crypto Maniacs. Nice, nice. Lisa Lee, you've had the greatest influence on me, one of the most influential. So appreciate it. Like I said, I thank you all for it. And again, along with King, basically forcing me to get on camera, because again, I had never made a video before. Appreciate that. And of course, we are, in my opinion, Gentlemen of Crypto, one of the top 2 or 3 shows that influence people, because we give you real information and live. We don't have pre-recorded. You know, we got to run through our script and we can't answer any questions. All live, all straight to the point, all real. So yeah, just had to get that out there. But yeah, this is terrible list, man.
Terrible, terrible list. Like you said, we're going to push past it. We're not too worried about it. The good thing is when this does blow, it's going to be like, oh, where did they come from? Overnight. It's going to be like, We're not too worried about it. One of the world's oldest banks is issuing a euro stablecoin on Stellar. This story is more important because of the Stellar component of it. But it looks like announced Wednesday, Germany's Bankhaus von der Heid, BVDH. I think I did that pretty good. Established in 1754. You know they own some type of slave. I'm not saying the black or white one, but they own somebody. Is working with tokenization and digital asset. Seriously, any company that was around before 1900, just get rid of it in my book.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about your legacy.
I don't care what part of the world it was in. Just get rid of it. You was here between 19. Oh no, I don't even trust what your business.
I don't even trust you, bro.
That might have been tying people to horses before if they ain't signed a contract. I don't know what happened. But anyway, this bank, BBDH, established in 1754, is working with tokenization and digital asset custody technology provider Bitbon for the first direct issuance of a stablecoin by a banking institution on Stellar, the company said. Again, people, not the story just because of Stellar, not the story just because of the bank, but as a whole, this is a great base hit for crypto. So a hand clap for that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a base hit. Again, some of the important things. This is the world's oldest bank. It's crazy. New York can't get with the times, but a bank established in 1754 when they were chipping away on stone writing, right? We don't got no typewriters or anything. They had rocks and
this
stone.
Is before the Gutenberg printing press. It was around that time.
Right. You know what I mean? So back this far ago, a company from that long ago has digitized itself, is modernizing themselves, and they're saying, hey, we are going forward with this digital revolution, creating our CBDC using the Stellar network. Again, a lot of cool components, old company using this new technology and using Stellar to do it. Don't know if it's going to work. Don't know how great it's going to be, but it's going to set precedent. If it works, if anything about this works, if it happens, if they can make, if it becomes efficient, every other bank is going to jump right behind it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, honestly, if they've been around since 1754 and they made it through World War II, exactly. I'm pretty sure they funded some of both sides of the war. So I don't know. I don't know how they survived that economic downturn, but I'm pretty sure they was getting some money in there after the trials, Nuremberg. But yeah, it is good to see big banks, especially the oldest bank.
Oh, this is a German bank. Oh man.
Hey, like I said, German bank. You've been lasting since 1754. There's a lot of hands in that pot. So issuing a stable coin, of course, they would be on the cutting edge of it because they probably have trillions or billions, I should say, dollars of money to throw at this project. So I'm sure they'll at least get it working at some point. However, we'll see if Stellar is the right way to go, or if
that's what I was going to ask you. I should have forced the question out. What do you think about them using Stellar?
I mean, I like the fact that Stellar's blockchain is not crowded, so it will be pretty fast. Nobody really uses it, but I think that's a step up for them. And as a bank, if they're going to issue the stable coins and we can verify it on Stellar, we should move away from fractional reserve. So that's sort of the good part about it. But I don't know, Stellar, I haven't explored it enough to say that it's the best blockchain to use. I just know that it's a lot faster than other ones and a lot less congestion.
All right, real quick, before we get to this last interesting news story, want to go back to some quick comments because I'm seeing some hilarious stuff. Antonio was saying no Andreas Antonopoulos. This year, he actually didn't do too much. Now it's funny because Bitcoin Zay pointed out earlier this year, he was like, in our private conversation, he was like, yeah, Andre's got that $1 million and disappeared, boy. That is
Hey,
just gone.
I'm doing my fundraiser in 2 weeks. Hey, my influence on help. If I've helped you in this community, put my QR code up. We're raising $1 million before January 1st.
Nope, you're gonna be gone in 2021. I'm like, man, I don't know where it's at.
I'll do exactly what I do.
Now, Leroy Forbes says it's going to be super important to control the narrative to a degree and educate people before mainstream adoption of digital currencies. That is true. That is true. And thanks everybody for all the comments and stuff. Erica K, Tony Noli, PFC Wills, Lisa Lee, Will 45. Everybody's coming on saying, hey, we appreciate everything you all have done. So we appreciate you all as well, because you're literally the only reason we all still log on. Because as you can see, Zay's busy as hell every day, people. He's always busy. And I am, if you watch TV, you know I'm busy. So it's like, we do this for you all at the end of the day. We don't get paid off, but we do it because we like it. Let's see. But no, I saw something hilarious about one of the stories we were covering.
I think, hold on, did you see Leroy Forbes? He said, whoever made this list puts raisins in their potato salad and doesn't wash their chicken.
That was one of them. You already know it. There we go.
Shout out to Leroy Forbes, man. Always supporting.
Oh, there it goes. PFC Will said, I'll say it. CoinDesk plays the crypto game. Exactly. That's the one I saw, and that is true. They're like, look, we're not going to get a tap on the shoulder because we are the shoulder. No, you know what I mean? Like, we are the finger that taps. Like,
we are the finger that does the tapping.
Exactly. All right, last story, but definitely not least. This is definitely interesting. 19-year-old Ukrainian politician reports crypto holdings of $24 million in Monero. That is right. Now, before we get all crazy with this story, the way I read it, it sounded like it was a Warren Buffett type of deal. His parents gave him what seemed to be about $65,000 back in 2015, which was the exchange rate, $65,000. He was buying Monero at 50 cents per coin. He got about 90,000 of them. And now it looks like that is worth $24.5 million. So shout out to that 19-year-old. First of all, hand clap. However you got the money, whoever gave it to you, you were the person who were like, hey, I like this Monero thing right here. Let me give this a shot. But it looks like he's now a newly appointed official in Ukraine. He's officially declared his cryptocurrency holdings, of course, including that significant amount. But the bigger news story here to me is that how this is going to be the future, people. If any other 17-year-old, 18 or 19, 20-year-olds pop out like, oh yeah, I meant to tell y'all, I got $40 million in Zcash. He's going to be a somebody. He's going to be on CoinDesk's most influential week. I can guarantee it. What are your thoughts on this story?
Oh yeah, well, I love seeing stories like this because of the last part of it. Michael Chobanian, he's a major crypto advocate in Ukraine. He basically said right now there's no penalty for not providing the correct information in the declaration. They can just write anything. And no official government organization has the tools or skills or ability to check how much crypto you have or whether you actually have it. That is something I've been telling people when they say, well, what if the government tries to take it? How will they know? You can say I have $1 worth of crypto, or you can say I have 1 million. They will never be able to actually identify it if it's not through on-ramps that are centralized. Monero, you cannot track the transactions. In fact, they have a bounty out. I believe it's $10 million if somebody can crack the Monero code, or $1 million, I think, to crack Monero's algorithm. So ring signatures is the ability to hide money. And it says here, some officials could claim to own crypto in order to hide illegal assets. You could even probably declare 100 million Bitcoin because no one would understand and check. So if you're, supposedly accumulating a bunch of things, you can just say, I paid with crypto. And then they'll be like, oh, you did. When? And oh, well, it's lost in the ring signatures because I paid with Monero. I don't know. It just showed up illegal. This Ferrari just showed up at my house. I don't know how. Just a receipt. Oh, I threw that away a long time ago.
That's very true. Hey, y'all saying crypto's real money? I use Monero. I use Zcash. I paid for it in full. It just, hey, like you said. I agree with you. I mean, that's going to open the whole Pandora's box again. And not only that, when it comes to crypto, and as you mentioned, because I remember when how we used to get those questions all the time. What if the government? What if this? What if that? Crypto, or even when I'm talking about what's the guy, the double life sentence, Ross Ulbricht, when they got some of his wallets in crypto. I'm always like, how are they giving people wallets? People make additional wallets, put some money in it. Like, I know some of y'all ain't never been in the game for real, but look, you gotta have some money in your sock, have some money in your pocket, and have some money in your drawers. All right,
Yeah,
have money in
some
3
money
different
in
places.
your digital backyard, something.
You know, so if they do come knocking for that wallet or that account or whatever, you have something. This is the government. They just want something. All right. There ain't no free rides in their eyes. So they just want something. But yeah, if you're going to show them your main account, then they're going to, yeah, of course they about to crack it. But if you show them other accounts or other wallets, wherever, you know, we have plenty of videos still on YouTube of where you can put your crypto. There's a million and one ways. So it's just crazy now to see it. But it's good to see this 19-year-old coming out and do it. I'm assuming if he has 24.5 million, he probably got about 33 to 37 million.
Yeah. I mean, he can't really declare how much he has ever. They can only declare what he has before they write the story, and then who knows from there.
Okay. Sergeant Crypto says still at $600,000 bounty. And yeah, as you just replied back to him, that is trash. I remember when we covered that story and that low bounty, I was like, do they even realize that a bounty that low, if somebody cracks it, there's no, what?
I need at least Monero's market cap. Like, if you can crack it, then that means you can take down the whole cryptocurrency, so to say.
I'll tell the government.
I need at least the market cap of Monero. So let's see.
I'll tell the government, you get half, I get half. Like, what is this? Hey, you get half it, I'm getting half of it. That's as simple as that.
Anybody? Has anybody come up with the? Let's see, what is that? 2.3 billion. Has anybody come up with any type of solutions they tried and they failed? Do you know?
For hacking?
For cracking Monero.
No, I don't think nobody came up with it.
Yeah, like, I don't even think anybody tried. I haven't seen an attempt. I haven't seen. They're like, what?
The only way I can see this being real, like it happening, and the government, everybody following through, it would have to be a legitimate cybersecurity company that is either trying to get inroads with the government or already has them and they want a bigger contract. It's that simple.
Yeah,
that would be the only reason why I say, because then it still wouldn't be worth it. But it'll be worth it.
They'll get every single contract after that.
You'll get everything. You'll get everything. So from that point of view, I can see a company being like, hey, this is the way to set ourselves up for the next 50 years in America. That's the only way. But if you get an individual, get out of here. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
All right. Other than that, that is the show for today. What's going on, Madam Crypto? Last but not least, who just popped in the chat. As always, thanks for watching Bitcoin's Day. You got any news?
No new news. Bitcoin in Black America on sale now.
All right. As always, again, thanks for the continued support. Make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow. Some more Bitcoin news. Cheers.
Cheers.